Hey everybody, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're going to get into it. This tea time is dedicated to Diddy and his team of lawyers. But before I go into that, listen, I had to clean out my dad's home today. We did not finish cleaning it out, but this was one of his hats that I took, and now it is mine, okay? He might be proud of me. I'm looking good in his hat. But anyway, so this is dad's hat. Let's get into this story. So his Diddy's lawyers are, now fighting back at the prosecution. They are getting their discovery evidence, and they're saying that, they're calling what word do I want to use? Darn it, I had a word in my head I wanted to use and I lost it. But anyway, they're calling the prosecution's bluff. The prosecution is trying to claim they got a second victim, and the Diddy's lawyers are saying no way, no how, you're full of crap. And they're also claiming that they was hiding evidence that could have possibly let Diddy out on bail, but because the prosecution was hiding some evidence, he did not get out on bail. So he's fighting what they're saying is the fourth time. I didn't know he was denied the third time, but they're saying for the fourth time they are fighting to get Diddy out on bail. Let's take a quick listen.
Diddy's lawyers, who are very busy trying to get a gag order in the case now, because they are concerned about the grand jury witnesses speaking out about their testimony. And I got to say, I'm pretty sure that they made this emergency motion for the gag order because of an interview we got last week in New York City. We were talking to a guy named Courtney Burgess, saw him in New York City. We knew that he had made allegations in previous interviews that are online where he claimed to have these videos of Diddy and other celebrities. A lot of it is very salacious, or at least hinting at something salacious. So saw him in New York City. We talked to him. He offered up out of nowhere. We didn't know that he'd been there. And he just said, yeah, I just got done talking to the grand jury. And yeah, I told him about my videos. I told him I got this. And then he said that they are going to another meeting where they're going to decide what evidence to turn over. So all of this was out in the public, and he said this to other outlets as well. So Diddy's attorneys are really upset about this.
Yeah, so Diddy's attorneys have asked the court to issue a gag order on all witnesses and counsel. It's a big deal, right? Witnesses to grand juries cannot speak about it. It's part of preserving the grand jury process. And if you don't have confidentiality, if you don't have silence, it can really impact the work the grand jury is doing, and it can impact later trials, the evidence submitted at trial later on, and you just don't want this. You want these folks to keep quiet as much.
But there's a problem with that, which is that if they come down like a hammer on any of these witnesses, it could inhibit future possible witnesses from participating and saying, look, I don't want to be part of this thing because I don't want to get ensnared in something where I get in trouble too. So it's a double-edged sword. And they're not parties to this. They're just offering, testimony. So, I'm not sure ultimately how the judge is going to come out.
How does this work when they go in? If you're a witness, you go in and testify before a grand jury. Wouldn't the prosecutors remind you?
They ask you not to.
They ask you not to.
Right.
They can't. They have no right to tell you can't speak. They just ask you not to.
They ask you not to.
Right. Well, it's two things. They'll ask you not to, but if you speak about your own, what you've seen in the past, that's fine. What you can't testify or talk about is what you told the grand jury. So it's a bit of a,
It's the same, but it's the same. It's basically the same thing.
It is the same thing, right? Exactly.
And look, and the other part of this sort of whack-a-mole, which is that some of the civil lawsuits also now involve these videos. We have a documentary, the third installment of The Downfall of Diddy, which is Inside the Freak Offs. And we get into this with some of the civil lawyers. They have a ton of video. So, you can stop it at the criminal level, but on the civil level, there's no gag order. So we will see.
Hi, TMZ. Alba here from London, UK, and I'm just going to jump in on the Diddy story. So yes, obviously his legal team are pushing very hard now for this gag order. I do understand. The thing is, if these allegations cannot be verified, and they're very, very serious allegations, you can understand why they want a gag order. Nobody wants a trial by media. But the thing is, I do agree with what you're saying there. There's a fine line, or a balance, if you will, between his right to a fair trial, but the public's right to know. And nobody wants Diddy having the power to silence people. He's a very powerful man, and nobody wants witnesses being too scared to come forward. Everyone wants to have their voice heard at trial. So I just think it's actually going to be really interesting what the judge does with this.
Yeah. By the way, this our third installment on this downfall of Diddy drops a week from tomorrow on Tubi. It's free.
All right, so I'll check those out. I'm several segments behind on their Diddy coverage on Tubi, but I'll go check it out and let y'all know my thoughts. But Diddy challenges Fed's allegations of second sex trafficking victim. So Diddy's lawyers say they received a trove of discovery material from the government over the past 6 weeks, and they're going after the federal prosecutor's assertion there's a possible second victim. According to legal documents filed Friday and obtained by TMZ, Diddy's attorneys attacked the government's claim there was a potential second victim of Diddy's alleged sex trafficking operation. As you know, the original indictment pointed specifically to one unnamed victim who seems to be his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, based on the allegations. The feds charged Diddy with racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. In Friday's court filing, attorneys said the notion of a purported second sex trafficking victim is nonsense, claiming the woman in question is not a victim at all. Diddy's attorneys claim prosecutors haven't even interviewed a woman and says she wasn't a target of any obstructive conduct by Diddy. The lawyers also said Diddy never tried to obstruct the prosecutor's investigation by contacting the alleged second victim, and the feds were fully aware of that. The attorneys say the government misled the court and concealed the true facts during Diddy's first bail hearing after his September 16th arrest in New York City. The latest filing marks Diddy's fourth attempt at making bail after repeatedly being rejected by the court. Like I said, they kind of kept it quiet. I never heard that the third attempt was denied, but according to this, it was. And now he's going in for the fourth time. Maybe, I said 3 times the charm. Maybe the fourth time is going to be the lucky time for him, only because of that Mike Jeffries currently being free and charged with similar crimes. In the docs, Diddy lawyers also addressed Victor 1, who seems to be Cassie, the music mogul's ex-girlfriend. The attorneys say Diddy and Victor 1 had an 11-year relationship, but the first allegations by the accuser came 5 years after the couple's 2018 split in November 2023. What's more, the lawyers say the evidence points to a clear case of extortion by Victim 1, who demanded $30 million from Diddy to purchase the rights to a tell-all book about their relationship. This is going to be a dogfight in this court. It's going to get nasty. It's going to get ugly. Listen, I can't call this thing right now, y'all. I'm still letting some pieces of it marinate. But what are your thoughts on them? Diddy's lawyer is saying to the prosecution, y'all need more evidence. Now, I will tell y'all this, because I called it from the door, that the prosecution never had enough evidence after they raided his house to pick him up. And that is what took them so long to get him. And, everybody throws in, and I think one day I'm going to address it a little more fully. Everybody throws in, well, Diva, the feds, when they come get you, they got a 99.9% conviction rate. Well, I want people to actually look that up and educate themselves. A conviction rate includes plea deals. It includes plea deals. So if y'all feel that, it's a win because they got a plea deal, then okay, it's a win, and so similar to like with the Young Thug case. Yeah, they could say they got a conviction, I guess, because he got a plea deal, but he's on the streets. So who really won in that case? Y'all tell me. But anyway, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Listen, guys, let me know your thoughts. 1, do you think that the fourth time around, Diddy is actually going to be able to get out on bail and spend his time in his home while he's awaiting his May 2025 trial. And also, if he does get out, do you think he has the wherewithal to stay out of trouble so they won't throw him back behind bars before his trial? Listen, and when I say stay out of trouble, you're talking that he won't even be able to engage in substances. Now, he's only been in the MDC Center out there in Brooklyn since September, right? You got September, October, and it's just the beginning of November. When you're highly addicted like that, 30 days is not enough time to totally be recovered from years of addiction like that. But I don't know. I don't know. Listen, time will tell. Anyway, guys, chat with me. I'll chat back. Hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next video.